How long has it been since you asked yourself, am I still me? Not the version the market needs, not the brand you've built, you. Welcome to Daily Power Boost, Ignite Your Potential, the podcast where your transformation begins. I'm Shawn Michael, and each day I'll bring you quick, impactful insights and action steps to fuel your personal and professional growth. Whether you're an entrepreneur, a leader, or someone ready to break limits and ignite greatness, this is your daily power boost to crush obstacles, stay focused, and awaken the extraordinary potential within you. Because remember, greatness begins within. Let's go. Welcome back to Daily Power Boost. For the last 5 episodes, we've been building your identity anchor. We talked about leading from who you are, not who they think you are. We addressed the applause trap when validation becomes addictive. We named the importance of private victories over public wins. We exposed the integrity gap when who you are and who you present start to split. Today, I'm giving you the tool to catch the drift before it becomes a chasm. Here's what happens to every leader who grows. You start out as yourself, then the market responds to a version of you, and if you're not careful, you become that version and forget who you actually were. A few years ago, I was speaking with a mentor and he asked me a question I wasn't ready for. When was the last time you did something just because you wanted to, not because it served your brand? And I sat there, silent, because I couldn't remember. Every decision I made had been filtered through, does this fit my message? Does this align with my platform? Does this serve the audience? And somewhere in all that strategy, I stopped asking, do I even want this? I'd become so good at being who they needed me to be that I'd forgotten who I was when no one was watching. Here's what happens when you don't audit your identity. You start making decisions based on brand, not values. You say yes to opportunities that fit the image, but drain your soul. You perform a version of yourself so consistently, you forget it's a performance. One day you wake up and realize you've built a successful life that has nothing to do with who you actually are. You're living someone else's dream with your name on it. Here's the shift. You need to audit your identity regularly. Not once a decade when everything falls apart. Every 6 months. Every quarter if you're growing fast. Because identity drift doesn't announce itself. It happens quietly, one compromise at a time, one yes that wasn't aligned, one decision made for the brand instead of the person. And if you don't catch it early, you'll wake up one day and not recognize yourself. Let me reframe what an identity audit actually is. It's not about perfection, it's about alignment. It's asking, am I still leading from my core, or have I drifted into performing what's expected? Are my decisions reflecting my values or my brand? Do I still want what I'm building, or am I just good at it? Because you can be successful at something you hate. You can be respected for work that empties you. You can build a legacy that has nothing to do with who you are. Success without alignment, it's just a cage. It doesn't matter how nicely you decorate it. And that alignment, that's what we're anchoring tomorrow. The anchor practice, building rituals that keep you grounded. Because you can audit your identity all you want. If you don't have practices that reconnect you to who you are, the drift will happen again. But first, let me wrap this one up. Here's your identity audit practice. Set aside 20 minutes, get somewhere quiet. Then ask yourself these 5 questions. What do I value most, and does my calendar reflect that? What do I say I stand for, And am I actually living it? What decisions am I making for the brand versus for myself? If I could redesign my life from scratch today, what would I keep and what would I let go? And finally, am I still me or have I become who they needed me to be? Write down what comes up. Don't judge it. Don't fix it yet. Just see it. You can't realign what you don't acknowledge. The most dangerous drift isn't the one that takes you off course dramatically. It's the one that happens so slowly you don't notice until you're miles from where you meant to be. So audit your identity, not because you're broken, but because you're growing. And growth without reflection, it's drift with momentum. This was the Identity Audit, checking if you're still leading from your core. Tomorrow, the anchor practice, building rituals that keep you grounded. Because auditing your identity shows you where you've drifted, but anchoring your identity keeps you from drifting in the first place. With strength and heart, I'm Shawn Michael. Stay close. Thanks for tuning in to Daily Power Boost. Ignite your potential. Remember, transformation starts with action. So take today's insight, make it your own, and awaken your inner potential. Because remember, greatness begins within. Catch you tomorrow for your next Power Boost.